Did you get away?
No.
Alright, well now that you're all RTS pros, it's time to look at one of the most epic RTS games there is, the latest Total War game, Napoleon. But first, a little history on the franchise. The Total War series began back in 2000 with the release of Shogun Total War, introducing to RTS games a combination of real-time and turn-based strategy, and also putting you in control of hundreds and even thousands of units at a time.
Yeah, Total War games have always offered an exciting mix of history laid over epic strategy, and have spanned many periods from ancient Rome to medieval Europe to colonial America.
Also, the developers, the Creative Assembly, are partly Australian, with half of their office in Brisbane and the other half in the English town of Horsham, so this is actually some homegrown gaming goodness.
They fear me, like a force of nature, a dealer in thunder and death. I say, I am Napoleon. I am Emperor.
This time around, there's no grand campaign. Instead, there are 5 smaller ones spanning the life of Napoleon from his early triumphs in Italy all the way through to his eventual defeat in Waterloo. However, this time, you're in control of the little Frenchman, so defeat is anything but assured.
There's also a few campaigns giving you the chance to fight against Napoleon, forcing you down a more historically accurate path. And this forces you to sort of replicate history as opposed to forging your own, and this kind of irked me, Badge, because it means that you have less control over your overall strategy, but there's something to be said for having a tighter historical focus.
Yeah, it's nice to play a game that teaches you something once in a while. It's edutainment. Am I learning? Am I gaming? Am I learning? Am I gaming? Now I'm learning? I'm learning.
Yeah, what matters though is how much fun it is, and thanks to some great new effects in the battlefield, it's glorious fun planning out your grand military strategy, watching your little guys line up to take turns at shooting each other.
Epic clouds of smoke will form and blow across the battlefield, and the cannonballs hit with a more satisfying punch now. There's nothing quite like watching cannonballs fly across the battlefield, rip through your enemy's lines, and send their men flying in all directions.
Didn't it bug you though that most of them seem to just pick themselves back up and then get back into the fight after being nailed with a cannonball?
You know, I had the most fun when I was on the back foot. When you're down to those few hundred units fighting off thousands, and you get down to the last couple of guys and you manage to pull it off somehow, it's just a victory that even Napoleon himself would want to high-five you at.
Didn't you find the enemy AI a bit stupid at times though? I mean, often they'd send their general unit rushing forward by itself on a suicide mission. I mean, sure they were generally better at keeping their lines together, but mostly they just walk forward into my lines and get decimated.
The RTS side of things is only one half of the Total War formula. What truly sets it apart from other RTS is the excellent turn-based gameplay, which is fundamental to your success on the battlefield.
Yeah, and it feels like this is the area that got the most attention. Diplomacy is now much more of a factor to gameplay, and there's also a new function which allows you to liberate cities, which doesn't give you control of the city, but it actually turns a whole country into one of your protectorates.
Well, there's a ton here to keep wannabe generals busy, and it's Total War at its historical best. I'm giving it 8 out of 10 rubber chickens.
Yeah, it's great epic strategy to indulge in, and it's the most fun you'll ever have in a history lesson. I'm giving it 8 as well.